The following BLTV program is brought to you by O'Flaherty Law. Please enjoy.
Hey everybody, Bryan McDonald here with another Seize Your Business episode. I'm here today with Curtis Kupfersmith of Table Investments. He's a co-founder of Table Investments, and what we're going to be talking about is forcing versus power, and I'll get into that in a second. But Table Investments is a real estate investing firm that helps real estate investors get cash flowing properties. So, Curtis, why don't you give a little bit better intro and background, and then we'll dive into the topic.
Yeah, you bet. So like you said, my name is Curtis Kupfersmith. We're located here in Oklahoma City. What we do is we help people, mainly people out of state, out of country, buy rental properties and cash flowing properties here in Oklahoma City. I've been in real estate for about 6 years. Prior to that, we started this company a couple years ago. Just basically off of, we saw the need. There was a lot of people that were wanting to buy, rental properties that were cash flowing. And then if they live on the East or West Coast, the prices are way too high, to make sense cash flow wise. And then if they wanted to buy something Midwest, they would either go to a real estate agent or a wholesaler, and the process just wasn't good. And so after working with a lot of investors over the years, we decided to kind of make the process that we have now, and it's been really well. It's gone really well. We sold about 180 units last year, and we'll sell close to 300 this year.
Wow.
Properties.
You're picking up speed. You're picking up speed.
We're going.
Well, perfect. So this topic, power versus forcing, is right up, my alley with my company, OnPurpos Growth. So, helping people grow their businesses on purpose. So give some context, right? Because it's it's a great term, but give some context to it.
Yeah. So actually, there's a guy by the name of Ryan Stewman. He talks about this a lot, and this is how I learned this in the first place. So basically, the old school form of, if you want to get business, you want to grow your business, you want to get more leads, etc., is you are going to go to people and get them to come to you. Mm-hmm. So you're either cold calling, you're sending a mail, you are putting up billboards, that kind of stuff. But the whole goal is to get business. And so you can either force people to do business with you by bugging them, calling them, interrupting their day, all of that, and bugging them to the point that they're going to end up doing business with you. Or you can attract people to you. And so the difference there is the difference in forcing versus making power moves. So when I say power moves, what we're talking about there is the things that you do that are going to attract the right people to you. So if you want to attract someone to you, whether it's dating or it's business or in any realm, you have to first put yourself out there. Mm-hmm. People have to know who you are to be attracted to you in the first place. And so today in business, the best ways to get yourself out there, obviously social media. So you're, posting different platforms, that kind of stuff. But the other ways you can do it is to start a blog, making blog posts. And there's a lot of people who are going to say, oh, I don't really know what to write about. And I'm not a good writer. On blogs, you can either join Medium. So Medium is basically, it's free to anybody. And it was set up to where it was for reporters to begin with. So like journalists and that kind of stuff, they go on there, and basically Medium is a broadcasting like a platform. So you write a blog on there, and basically people find those blogs off of that. So they search different topics and they can find you through that. You can share that link, etc. So that's one way to get more stuff out there. Number 3 is a podcast, just like what you're doing right here. So you put a podcast out. And again, on podcasts, a lot of people think, man, those are really expensive. I don't want to buy the mic. I don't want to buy all this stuff. And if you want to do them where it's just you, there are apps that you can just talk into your phone. Mm-hmm. You talk into it and it uploads it directly. But that's another way that you're getting yourself out there. You're letting people know who you are, what you're about, and it attracts people to you. Number 4 is, it's called Help a Reporter. So it's HARO, H-A-R-O. But You can sign up on there every day. They send you an email about whatever topics you want. And what it is it's reporters and journalists, writers from all these huge platforms. And they're writing an article every day about different stuff. So you sign up on there and you put in your information, like what you're good at, whatever. Every day you get emails, and it gives a topic or a question. You fill that out, send it back. So, you could do 50 of them and never get on there. But I know a lot of people who have done that for a while. I had a buddy the other day that had a full deal done about him in Men's Health. He has an online fitness coaching program. He had been doing that for like 2 months and got picked up by Men's Health, and it blew up his whole company. Wow. So there's different things that you can do like that are free. They don't take a ton of time, but you're getting yourself out there and you're attracting people to you rather than you going out and bugging people yourself. And honestly, we've seen this a lot in our business because when you're starting a business, the hardest part is getting started. So when you're starting, you don't really know a whole lot of people in that industry, and you're really just trying to get the wheels moving. And then you start building momentum and the wheels start spinning. You start getting a few referrals here and there. But I feel like the point that every business wants to get to is when you get to that place where you're just naturally attracting people into your business just by living your everyday life. Mm-hmm. And that's, after you've helped enough people that they're telling other people about you, and the way that you're posting, it's just automatically, bringing people in. But I just see so many people who are still doing things the old school ways and thinking that it's going to work. Mm-hmm. And it just doesn't anymore. People, like, everybody wants to buy something. Everybody. We all want to buy. But when you're going throughout your day and somebody calls you, how many freaking telemarketing calls do we get every day? And so even if somebody is calling me with something that I want, the fact that they called me and bugged me during my day turns me off so bad I don't want to do business with them anymore. Mm-hmm. And that worked for a long time. And there's still a lot of people that are trying that and doing it, but there's a better way to do it, to just get people to come to you. And it makes it for you actually kind of enjoy your day rather than just, it's a grind. I've made the calls. I've done that stuff. And you get to the point where you're just dreading going to work every day, as opposed to attracting people to you by just what you're putting out there.
And how have you guys applied this in table investments, or even in your prior businesses?
Yeah.
To go from 180 to 300, you got to be doing some great attracting.
Yeah. So if you're into real estate investing at all, there's a huge website. It's called Bigger Pockets. And it is basically, there are millions of people on there every day. And it's a blog platform kind of. It's kind of like a chat room also. You cannot market yourself. So you can't go in there and post like, hey, this is what I do for a living, or, come buy houses with me or whatever. But it's just people who ask questions all day, and you just go on there and answer their questions and comment back. So once we found out about that about 1.5 years ago, there's 5 people full-time on our team right now. And so there's 3 of us that every day we answer 10 questions on there every day. And you can't write, like, I can't answer their question and say, hey, if you want help, give me a call. I do this. You do that, you get 3 strikes and you get kicked off the website. Yeah. But that taught us that just by simply helping people and just answering their questions, we've gotten over 400 leads from that just since January this year. Wow. It's just, yeah. And it's not even a service that you pay for. It's not us marketing ourselves, anything like that. So on top of that, when we started, and we still do, we send a ton of direct mail, because if you're trying to find deals in real estate, mm-hmm. that is still the tried and true way. Just because a lot of the people that own houses or the deals that you're trying to get, they just inherited them or something like that. So there's not a real way online yet to get to a lot of those people. So we do still send a lot of direct mail, but when we were starting, we were sending a lot more. And as it's progressed, what's ended up happening is we've made relationships with people that own a lot of properties who have then told their friends about other people. And what we've done is we've tried to reach out to that whole community and basically give them more ideas of how they can increase the rate of return on the properties they already have. So we're trying to add value to them up front without saying, hey, if you want to sell it, come to us. We're just simply giving them ideas of like, hey, if your tenant wants to move out and gives their notice, try offering them $25 a month less, like a reduced rent, and see if they'll stay. And a lot of times they actually do. But that's just one example of like little things that we try to put out there, just to try to help people that end up attracting people to us. And then number 3 is our personal social medias. Between my business partner and I, and we have, company pages for Facebook and Instagram, and we've got, a decent following on them, but our personal social media pages get so much more engagement. And we don't ever even post about business on there. I mean, it's all just people buy from people they trust. Exactly. And so everything you do has to be based around building trust, building others' trust in you. And the best way to do that is just being real. Share your life, share your thoughts, share, what you're going through and the things that you've overcome and stuff like that. I've gotten a lot of business just in the last 6 months or so from just doing Facebook Live videos about random things, just things that are going on in my life. I don't believe in the whole, you hear a lot of people talk about like, you need to post 3 to 5 times a day. This. And I think that it overwhelms people if they're seeing you all the time. But if you make it to where when you do post, it's actual value, it's things that people actually want to read, you're going to get a lot more engagement, which builds people's trust with you and brings them to you.
And
so that's the kind of stuff we've done.
And it's genuine.
And what?
And it's
yes, it's genuine.
Yeah. That's the whole post 3 times a day strategy can become disingenuous, right?
People see right through it.
Yeah, because you're planning it, right? The best social media post I ever made was on a whim that got so much traction. So
exactly.
When it sounds like too, you're this attraction part, you guys are working on 2 ends. One, like through the bigger pocket strategy of attracting potential buyers to you, and then 2 with the postcards, mailers, whatever you want to call it, attracting the properties to you. So you've got, you're working 2 ends of the deal at all times, it sounds like.
Yeah, I learned this really early on in business where you always want to have at least 4 pillars of business, meaning 4 streams that are bringing in business to you. Because I've actually went through this personally, and I've seen so many other people too. You get one client or one source of business that is like your mainstream. That's where it's all coming from. Everything's dependent on that. And one little thing goes off and your business is gone. And it's hard to do if you have one stream that is bringing you so much business. It's hard to, be like, you're overwhelmed here with so much business coming in, but to go out and start another form of bringing business in when you've already got so much, but you have to do it. And we look at that every month to make sure that we always have at least 4 ways that are bringing in business. Because if you don't, and you can get lost real quick. I mean, the valve can get shut off real fast.
Well, and it sounds like that strategy in itself is a power move.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, just kind of being more intentional about what you're doing throughout the day it's just such a better strategy than just trying to bug people to do business with you. And it's so hard to watch people have, talk about how hard it is to get business and, hearing about how much it sucks to do these different things and thinking that they're doing a good job. And it's just, you've still got a lot of gurus out there teaching stuff that worked in the 70s and 80s stuff that works today wasn't even around 10 years ago.
Exactly.
I mean, so if you don't have somebody who's stayed relevant with this stuff, it doesn't matter. I mean, you're out of the loop. And I think that business is going to continue evolving really quickly. I mean, every industry is being shaken up right now. And so it's really important to stay on that edge of saying, you know, hey, this is how things are now, but where are things going? And then attracting those people instead of just what you want right now.
You know, and I noticed something here that we're talking about is when I said, that sounded like a power move. And you said, yeah, there's things that we do intentional. And I think back to earlier in this conversation where you guys every day, your whole team is making 10 responses to posts, which is very, very, it describes the intention. And then the business comes to you. You're not just frantically trying to get things done every day. You've got, like, your power is you're doing very intentional things, and then the business comes in, right?
Yeah. It's crazy that we're using the word power because Andy Frisella, he has biggest podcast business one there is. But he talks with this. This is my list that I do every day. So I have a tracker that has, those are my tasks that I've got to do every day. And on this sheet, this is for the week. And so it tells me how many of each task I need to do each week. And Andy calls it the power list. And so I started doing this, I mean, right when I got into real estate. So I change it every quarter. I go back and look and see, all right, are those tasks producing the results that I want? If not, what do I need to change? Do I need to do more of them? Do I need to stop doing them? Do I need to replace it with something else? But I at least have a guideline for where I'm going every week and the things I need to do. So it's not to where it's staged, where, like we were talking about earlier with social media, where, if you plan that you're only going to do this amount every week, and it becomes ingenuous. But having a list like that of knowing what you need to do every week, it at least gets your mind thinking that direction to where no matter what happens, you have something. It's almost like a guidepost that's just pulling you back to know, no matter what happens, I need to do these. And it makes it a lot easier too. From what I've realized is once I finish my critical task for the day, I'm done. I mean, if I want to keep working, I can. But if I have a day that I have stuff going on that afternoon or whatever, I know I've got to wake up earlier. I've got to do whatever I got to do to get these things done. Once those are done, I'm done. And it makes it to where you don't feel such a burnout. I mean, especially starting a new business. I mean, there's always a million things to do. Even not even a new business, any business. There's always something you can do. And I was really bad about that. And I've gone through burnout 2 or 3 times where, I mean, I literally would end up in the hospital because I wouldn't take days off and I would just be so stressed. And once I started like really following this and realizing that like I can let myself off the hook if I do these things, it makes it a lot easier throughout your day to know, yes, I did the right things, or no, I didn't.
Yeah, and you can confidently say that, and just get it done, and I don't have to worry about anything, right? Because everything else works itself out.
Yep, exactly.
Well, cool. Exactly. Well, I appreciate you sharing all this information. This was
you bet,
phenomenal. So, why don't you share with everybody how they can find you and get a hold of you if they want more information or want to reach out?
Cool. My Instagram or my Facebook, it's my full name, Curtis, Curtis, and then my last name is spelled really weird. My last name's Kupfer Smith, all one word. And then my email, if anyone wants to email us, it's curtis@table.investments, no.com.
Perfect. And we'll share everything here wherever somebody listens to or views the podcast. So you get to write that down. It'll be posted here. Just look below or to the side of the video here. And so we appreciate everybody tuning in to this episode of Seize Your Business. And my name is Bryan McDonald, partner at OnPurpos Growth, and we'll see you on the next episode. Take care.
Thank you. You guys have a good day.
Thanks so much for watching our video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. click the subscribe button for new videos every week, and download and review us on iTunes. Visit learn-about-law.com for other legal-related articles and videos. Visit our business podcast and video blog, seizeyourbusiness.com, and visit Making Real Estate Fun for real estate videos and podcasts. Call us at 630-324-6666 for a free consultation.